Hi,
Sergio, what's up, bud?
how you doing?
I'm doing good, my friend. Where you at?
I'm in Long Beach, California.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. You guys are like in Austin, Texas? No.
We're in Austin. Yeah, South by.
How's everything there?
It's good. This is my first time at this festival. I've been to Austin a bunch, but
Oh, the
it's
first
such a
time, yeah.
fun vibe.
Sure, sure, sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping like I'll go someday, but for now we're just doing Zoom.
Yeah.
So,
Zoom has taken over.
yeah, no, yeah. It's not so bad. So let's talk about Ash. Please let me know how did you get involved with this movie because I know that you knew already Eiza González.
Yeah.
This is the first time you're working with her and also with the Flying Lotus, the director, right? Because also a musician.
Yeah. Well, the script was sent to Aza and I at the same time. I have known her for a long time. She's been a dear, close friend of mine ever since she, moved to LA.
Mhm.
And we've always wanted to tackle something together. And so we were both hoping that this script would sort of check all the boxes. And it was just such a fun ride. And then we both sat down with Steven, Flying Lotus, our director, separately. And it's great. We just had each other's backs through the entire process. And we decided to, jump in together.
So you done sci-fi before, and mostly in the last few years, right? I mean, you were in Westworld, and obviously one of the greatest Black Mirror episodes ever.
Oh, I love you.
But also
Thank you.
also in Duel,
Right.
the movie for the big screen. So I don't know, is this just a coincidence, or you've been like feeling attracted to the genre in the last years?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been attracted to this sort of genre, sci-fi, suspense, thriller. I think definitely is one of my favorite types of stories. Back in the day with 2001, when I was introduced to Space Odysseys, easily became one of my favorite, if not favorite, film of all time. And so, yeah, it's been an embarrassment of riches in the sci-fi world. But ever since I attached myself to Westworld, just all the offers coming in are just sci-fi. That's just like the nature of the business. You attach yourself to a certain genre, and the industry just kind of sees you in that way. And it's an interesting thing.
So besides, I mean, you obviously like the genre and everything, but I suppose that after like Breaking Bad, you were really looking for new horizons,
Yeah,
outer spaces. Obviously, a completely new. I don't know. There's no horizon. Well, if you're on a planet, there's a horizon, not in a spaceship, but it's a new,
right. Well,
it's a new space, new.
it is a new space. I mean, when I was doing Breaking Bad, so many offers would come in, with people really wanting me to play the lovable drug addict, like in another project, which obviously I wanted to steer clear from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just an interesting world. It's something completely unknown, obviously, for me, and it's been fun just tackling kind of a completely different environment.
And of course, like indie filmmakers are making very interesting things in like sci-fi and horror. I mean,
Yeah,
it's weird stuff, of course, but very creative and unusual.
yeah.
And this is the
I
case.
love weird, I love creative. I love independent filmmaking because, first of all, it's such a small, tight-knit family. I've done, big, massive productions, and I'm not against that. But
Sure.
in terms of getting a connection with the entire crew on those particular productions, it's nearly impossible with, a 600 plus, person crew. But, with this film, very small cast. Mainly, it was just Aza and I every day, and then some other cast members that would pop in that were just absolutely incredible. But the crew, it was a very small crew. There was 50 or 60 of us, not many, and so you get to know them by their first and last names. What they do, where they grew up, and it just becomes more of just a tight-knit sort of experience.
And this one is from the same studio on the previous one on Dual, right? From RLGJAE. Sorry, hard to pronounce. Okay, again, RLJE.
You got it, J.E. Yes.
I know them, but it's difficult for me to pronounce it.
Yeah. No, and when you find people that you love, you try to kind of attach yourselves to them, right? And so yeah, I feel blessed to be able to tell stories and bring them out to the world. And this film, what Flying Lotus did, he's just such a visionary. It's such a big, bold, big swing, but such a fun, crazy ride. It's definitely something that you've never seen before.
Sure. So, I mean, he's been like a musician for a while, but
Brilliant musician, yeah.
But he's also a filmmaker, and his first movie, Cool. So I was watching it. It's insane. It's crazy.
Did you see that movie?
Yeah. I mean,
it's absolutely insane. But that was his goal. He wanted to just shake things up, and it made it to Sundance, and it really, had people
Some people were scared. Some people were really scared.
Right. They're just like, what the hell is happening? But good on him for just kind of pushing the boundaries, you know what I mean? And he did the same thing with this one. And I'm really excited to be involved. And Eiza, she's such I think you just spoke with her, but she's such a force of nature. She's so beautiful inside and out, but this is her first film where she's leading it. She's number one on the call sheet. Sure. And she just came so prepared, and she absolutely crushed it, and super proud of her.
So we're going to talk about Eiza, but let's talk a little bit more about like Flying Lotus. And I mean, you can say whatever you want about about the previous movie about Crusoe, but I mean, the visual style there was like
unbelievable.
It's very trippy and and it shows here in this movie, right? I mean, it's just, of course, it's just like it's not so insane like that. This has like a structure at least.
Right.
That's interesting to see his evolution. I mean, because he's using all this crazy imagination to do something that is very creative now.
Yeah, and with this film, it just starts out guns blazing. You know what I mean? From the first frame, it's just so intense, and you're just already in it, and your heart is, racing very early on. A lot of times with films, especially in this genre, it kind of eases into the panic, but it starts off just at level 12 and goes from there. But it was just such a fun ride.
But for a low budget movie, it looks amazing too. I mean,
right? Yeah.
So Eiza was telling me that there were a lot of practical effects, because we see a lot. This one has like kind of a retro feeling, but it doesn't look like cheap at all.
No. What was so unique about this? We were able to, because the entire thing, pretty much for the most part, takes place on one set. So it's the space station on another planet, and it was all inside of a makeshift studio in New Zealand. So it's a space station on a planet, and the planet surrounded the space station on this sort of makeshift studio. And the lights were always on this very, ominous, creepy red and blue, just lighting purple. And the moment you walk onto set, you just feel like you're in another world. And in between takes, Philo, our director, would just play this really great sort of music that just kind of tied in the scenes perfectly, just to kind of set the mood, which I've never experienced before. And sometimes, with getting into the mood of a particular scene, I would put in headphones and listen to music and just kind of be in my own world. But he allowed all of us, as a group to get there with him.
So the music, because I know that he was also like playing some music for you guys. It was the music that was part of the score, so he's been working on this project since 2020. So it's been
it's been a labor of love for many years. But he's been working on the score for some time, and then he completed the score after we, wrapped shooting. So he would play some of the score that he had already kind of put together, but then he would just play music that just kind of fit the tone of the scenes that we were, tackling on that particular day, and just kind of got us in the mode.
And in your case, what kind of music were you listening in your headphones?
What's that?
What kind of music were you listening in your headphones?
Well, it just depends on, I've been listening to music to get in the mood for, since the beginning of my career. So it really kind of depends on the stuff that I'm tackling. It could be, heavy metal, or it could be rock, it could be Radiohead, indie vibe, it really just kind of depends.
So I don't want to spoil anything, but of course, like fans of horror should know that there's going to be some interesting stuff in here.
The blood.
There's blood. There's an animatronic,
Yeah.
a space creature. I don't know. Okay, so there's some stuff that is pretty cool. So
yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's a very contained, gripping story that's just such a spectacle to look at. It's just so beautiful, every frame. And so, it's a wild ride. It's all about a woman. She wakes up on a space station. She's beat up. The first frame is her waking up on the floor, coming, out of being unconscious, and she has no idea where she is or who she is. And her entire crew has been massacred. And you find this out in the first 60 seconds of the movie, and then another man shows up who is claiming to be part of her crew, and she attacks him. That's who I play. And then they're, through the whole journey, they're just trying to figure out if they can trust one another and figure out who the hell did this.
Yeah. So how was portraying him? Because I told Eiza, I mean, they probably needed like a guy like you, that you can say, okay, a charismatic guy that you might not be sure if he's good or bad, something like that. So how was that? Because it seems to me that the movie is told using her character's point of view. So it's just like we are like discovering what's going on there through her eyes. And because she's so confused, I mean, we don't know where we're going. Yeah,
it's like when he shows up, because you're connected with her. She's obviously very distraught. And then there's a crew member that shows up that claims to say he doesn't know anything that's happening, but he's not hurt. He's fine. He's in shock as well. But instantly, as an audience member, and as I was reading it, from front to finish, I didn't know if I could trust him, and I don't want to tell the audience if they should or should not. Sure. They should decide that on their own. But it was great because we were able to shoot the film from beginning to end in order. And that's very rare when shooting projects because you're kind of scattered all over the place and it's impossible. But since we were really in one location, we were able to do that with this one.
So Eiza told me that you really helped her during the shooting, and she said that you're an amazing human being, that she loves you.
She's one of my dearest friends. I love her so much. And I say this all the time. I'm so proud of her. She's such a hustler. She cares so much about everything that she's involved with, and she comes with just stacks of notes and ideas and suggestions. And it's really inspiring. You know what I mean? And so it was nice to have each other's back from the very beginning of this whole process, even before we attached ourselves. And that's rare. So it's it's great. I love her.
So this is not like the first time you're having like a Latino female co-star. Of course, there were a lot of Latinos in Breaking Bad. Oh no, yeah, but you did share the screen with like Emily Rios. So Emily Rios of Mexican center.
Amazing.
I don't want to push it too much, like, because you're actors and then you portray. I mean, in this case, Eiza is portraying, and not necessarily a Latino character, but it's
right.
It's still interesting for us because this is for Latino newspapers. So it's interesting that you like having that second opportunity with a Latino.
Of course. Are you kidding me? You know, we all follow, a great story, right? And if you can work with great performers, all the better. You know, I have such a great love for just the Mexican culture. You know, I love it. I spent a lot of time down in Oaxaca, and I just have fallen so in love with the community.
Just Oaxaca, just because you like it, or just for work?
Well, I actually started a mezcal company. It was all self-funded. Yeah, with Brian Cranston, but it was all self-funded. We're super proud to bring a beautiful piece of Oaxaca out to the world, and we travel and support San Luis del Rio and beyond. I'm just so in love with the people down there.
So yeah, that mezcal. Let's talk about the mezcal. That sounds
yeah. It's called Dos Hombres.
Is it good?
Oh, it's the best. It's the best. I mean, we went down there in search of an sort of undiscovered mezcalero, and it was just so beautiful. You're going to Oaxaca. Have you been to Oaxaca?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a time capsule, and they're just all over Mexico. They're obsessed with food and art and culture, but the hardest workers on the planet, I believe. They're just so passionate. And our mezcalero, he's third generation making mezcal. His son Orlando will take over the operation when Gregorio retires, and it's just such a beautiful thing to witness. It's just such artistry, and super proud to bring a magical piece of Mexican's history out into the world.
So it's legit. It's made by. So you and Brian.
Of course.
But it's made there. Okay.
Yes, of course.
It's not like a.
No. It's 6 months into the market. We called Gregorio Velasco is his name. We called him on his birthday and asked him to be our partner. So not only do we buy his mezcal from him, but he's part owner of Dos Hombres as well. And we're super proud, and we've grown the thing, bootstraps, ground up, and we're now the number 4 mezcal in the nation. And we're swinging for that number 1 spot. We've done a lot of great things for San Luis del Rio. We put in a water filtration plant for the village. They never had clean drinking water. And so we always wanted to be a company that our hands are forever raised. Whatever they may need, don't hesitate to reach out. We don't want to push anything on them. And so the first thing they asked for was clean drinking water. And so in the first year of operating out of San Luis del Rio, we built them a water filtration plant. And actually, by the end of last year, we had produced 1 million liters of clean drinking water for the entire village and beyond. Now surrounding villages know about, the water filtration plant, and they bring their 5-gallon jugs and, bring back clean drinking water for themselves and their family. And I'm just so proud. Honestly, one of the most proud moments of my life was watching them christen the water filtration plant. Everyone was in their Sunday best. Gregorio was next to a priest walking down the little dirt road to this water filtration plant, and the whole village followed. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of,
So it seems that you are a good guy, like Eiza says.
Well, hey, honestly, I think I always say it's not the right way to run a business. It's the only way to run a business. Right? It's the only way. It helps out everybody. And also it helps out your company, because people want to support companies that support others, right? And so it's just a no-brainer for me.
So how cool is that you're still doing things with Brian after all these years, and you're and in real life you're doing good things. I mean,
exactly.
We might be billions on TV, but we are not.
Right? Yeah. No, he's one of my best friends. He's my he's my son's godfather. I just heard from him today. He's just a good guy, and we're excited to partner up and bring this out to the world.
So what's next? What's next for you? What's
I got a couple projects that I'm working on. You know, I'm shooting a film out in Spain this summer called The Night House.
all right?
And then I'm doing another series, hopefully by the end of the year, which I'm really excited about. And then working on other, you know, growing Dos Hombres made me really fall in love with sort of building businesses. So I'm working on some other businesses as well.
Keep you busy all the time, huh?
Trying to keep busy, yeah, yeah. Trying to get down to Oaxaca more and more.
Yeah, sure, sure. It's wonderful there. Thank you very much for your time, Aaron. Thank you for
I really appreciate it, my friend. Thank you so much.
take care. Bye.
All right, lots of love. Bye.